Guys, well, from our last video, yeah, you saw our field strip of the AK Co2 177. Now we're gonna take it a bit further. We did take it down to see how difficult it was, because I've never done it before. So we've already got the screws out, so I'm just showing you what the process is if you want to take it down, because we're gonna restore the wood and try and get some of the finish back, because I neglected this one. That's just sat in the shed for a while and it's got rust everywhere, and that's in pretty bad condition. So I'm just gonna go through it and show you everything you need to know, and any little tips that you might need to know to get it off the things like stocks and stuff, because they were a bit tricky when we done them. So I'll just get started. You want to start by taking your muzzle brake off, and this just simply unscrews, and then you can buy aftermarket ones. It's all different types. Even I gather you can put a silencer on this as well, but I don't know. We've took all the everything's held in by like little grub screws, like tiny little grub screws, and I didn't want to lose them by putting them all back in again to take them out for you guys, so I've left them all out, and so this is going to be quite quick and painless, hopefully. Right, so once you've got two little grub screws in the bottom of your front sight, so once you take them off, you just slide that straight off the barrel. Then you've got two more screws under your front sling mount and your gas port, and this bit was a bit tough, but once you get them screws out, this does attach from that, and then that piece just comes straight off, and then there is a grub screws in there, but this bit is held in by screws in there, so once you take those out, this piece will fall off, and you can then take all these bits off. So you take the grub screws out of there and there, and then you just slide the bits off. Now this one was a bit stuck, so I just give it a little knock on the top with a hammer to knock that bit out of the wood, but yeah, I'm going to have to do it again. Just so you can get this wood, because we're going to have to sand all this down and give it a new finish. I'm going to give it a darker, like a walnut type of finish, something, and to, you know, just make it look a little bit different, just to customise it, whatever you feel is suitable for your needs and how you like your weapons to be looking. You can do it however you like, but we're just taking it down to the bare parts, so we can try and get this gun actually looking a bit respectable. Your next step is there's a little grub screw in the bottom of this bit, and then that will just slide straight off. And this bit, there's a thin bit of wood like wedged in, levered in to your main receiver, so you want to be careful taking out, and you just want to rock it down, and then that should just pop out, because you don't want to break that bit off. If not, that front bit is completely knackered. And then just slide that bit off, and now we can get to the front grips and your gas port cover, to do whatever woodwork and we need to do to it, to customise it however we see fit. So your next bit is then there's some grub screws either side of this, or your front sight, and then all you do, give it a little bit of a wiggle and pull that off your barrel as well. So there's your front sight post, your rear sight post, sorry. That's also the housing for where you clip your top receiver plate into when assembling. So pretty much now you've got the bare barrel, got the insides, and I have, this has happened to me once, but this bit is slid off my barrel and ended up in my receiver. Just take note of that. That seal might pop off, and if you see this and wonder where that's come from, that's just come off the edge of the barrel. So you put it on your barrel flat side towards the barrel, and then your raised donut shaped size faces away, and so you just get a good gas seal on your CO2 cartridge when firing. The next bit I'm going to do is take off this pistol grip. Now this is the only screw I have left on, because if not, I can't get the pistol grip on. But what I found when I took this off originally is you can adjust your pistol grip, so you can slide it forward or you can sit it back if you got larger hands. So that's really suitable for now enough all ages if you want a little back garden plinking toy. That's all we do. It's just and this is a weird, like, I should be using a bigger Phillips head, but flat head, but we didn't have one, so there you go. And this is held on by this little block, which when you put it on, you want it angled, so it's angled to go with your pistol grip, and then the screw just goes in there, and you can slide it forward for if you're a younger shooter, or back if you're a full-size adult. So that's another good thing I didn't realise the gun had, was you have an adjustable pistol grip for near enough all sized hands. So I'm going to put this piece to the side in a little magnetic tray with all our other pieces, and now this gave us some trouble. This took so long because I didn't want to break my stock to coerce this piece of wood out of that metal frame. Took a while. We had to sit it in front of a heater for about half an hour just to expand the metal a little bit so it weren't so tight, and I'm going to try and get it off again. Right, so that came off a lot easier that time, and as you can see how that is, all that slides inside your metal receiver, so that is a bit tricky, and if you pull it in the wrong direction or get a bit angry with it, you could crack that and your gun's basically useless. And there's another thing we also found out when taking this apart. This is a stock that's been drilled out for another model, I'm guessing, because this butt plate has got a little flat surface there, which is just solid. But I have seen versions where you can put a CO2 canister in there, and that's actually drilled out and has the spring. So I'm going to get a can and I'm going to show you. So all you do, and the spring's like bent in a little triangle, so it actually takes hold of the little nozzle, and you got a little spring assisted extra can for your gas if you run out. So that's another little feature I didn't realise this rifle had. So yeah, this is basically as far as we're going to take it for restoration and a little bit of customization. I did try getting the trigger group out, but that was very difficult, and I'm thinking there's probably a proper way to do it and I don't know what it is, so I don't really want to break it. But this is plenty further enough for me to do what I want to it, and yeah, catch up in the next video, and we'll get this all cleaned up and put back together, and then we'll test fire it. Alright guys, we've got something extremely special in this bag, and this is going to be our next video. I'm really excited to have the chance to get my hands on this. I've never seen one in my life, and I don't think I ever will see another one of these in my life. But yeah, this is going to be hidden up until our next video. So I hope you enjoy all our videos so far, and we'll see you again.